Hello, girls and boys. Ready? Let's begin.
Welcome back to the Opportunity Cost Podcast, and today we're going to be interviewing Seraj, and we're going to get to know him a little bit better. He is a real estate investor, and we're going to get his insights. So Seraj, how did you get into this?
So how do I get into real estate investing? After college, I always knew I wanted to be in business. I just was trying to figure out exactly, what kind of a business is the right vehicle. So I grew up with my parents. We had a restaurant. So I had fun working in the restaurant. It was something that I knew it takes a lot of work, but the reward, is 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line. So it was something that wasn't my cup of tea. So I went to a couple real estate events in Chicago. That kind of spurred my interest. And from there, the community that I live in, I said, hey, this is a pretty good place to start investing in, not only because it's home, but because the opportunity is really cool, because a bunch of multifamily apartments and units and whatnot in the area, so it was a pretty good place to start. So when people think of business, a lot of people get nervous, they get scared. They're like, oh my God, I need a lot of money to start. I need to have a good idea. I have all this competition, I have a regular job and whatnot. So I was trying to figure out something where you don't need a lot of capital or money to start. There's a lot of opportunity, and something that if you can teach yourself a few little things along the way, that type of a business would be good for somebody with my type of a lifestyle. I started dabbling into ideas. Real estate caught my eye just because of, for example, quick one, if you put 20% down on a property, you can go to a bank, they'll give you 80% of it, the money to buy the property. Then what you can do is you can fix it, go back to them, they'll give you more money. So basically for 20% of the cost, you're able to put your name on a property. So I was like, whereas if you are selling products, you have to purchase the entire product. You get what I'm saying? If you have to do marketing, you can't just go to somebody and say, hey, I need money for marketing. They'll say, well, what do you have to offer? Well, I don't have anything to offer. So real estate was one of those things where I didn't have to put 100% of the money to get the business. Success only comes if you're able to replace yourself. So for example, if you have 5 buildings and you're the one who's painting the buildings, you're the one who's collecting the rents, you're the one who's fixing the leaking roof. Basically what you've done is you've got yourself a second 9-to-5 job. The goal of an investor is to make your money work for you. So you have people that are repairing your properties, maintaining them, making sure the bills are paid on time, etc. So you can replace yourself and go find more deals and grow your own company. That's a really good question. What do I look for when building a team? Is the team going to work well together? That's important, because if it's the maintenance guys, if it's your actual contractors that are helping you flip a house, your lenders, the person who's managing the project, or a property manager, you want to make sure everybody works well together. Just because everybody's good at what they do doesn't mean they're good in a cohesive team. So we want to make sure that we only work with people that are, team players. They know that, hey, if someone's down a day or whatnot, I'm willing to pick up the slack, because, it's a team effort. It's a problem that a lot of people have, regular businesses, companies, McDonald's, everybody. People come in to work and they're just focused on me and I want to do this, and they forget the end goal, which is, hey, we're a whole team here. A loss or a drawback, I would say we were working on our first investment, and I had no construction knowledge whatsoever. So we called the plumber in, and there were 7 of us working in there. A lot of people I went to school with were working in there, me and a couple other guys, and then a couple of our workers. And then the plumber said, hey, you have to make a hole in the ground because you have a leak underneath. And for 1 second, nothing was going our way. Absolutely nothing was going our way. And I just sat there and I looked at it, and he said, yeah, it's going to cost you like $5,000 to $10,000. You have to make a hole in the ground. You have to fix the leak in the underground. Mind you, no one was living in the property for like 20 plus years, so it was abandoned and the pipes were all messed up. So that was the first time where I sat there and I thought to myself, I said, am I doing the right thing? I kind of froze for a second. I was like, am I doing the right thing? Do I know what I'm getting myself into moving forward? It was a nice team effort where, we're all able to collaborate by the end of the night and figure out a plan of how to fix the problem. And that's the whole thing about teamwork that we were talking about earlier. Without them kind of calming me down and explaining to me, hey, this is how we're going to solve the problem. I don't know if I was going to move forward on and, start investing more, because that was the first time that it kind of scared me and saying, well, do I know what I'm getting myself into? So if you actually want to start a company, make sure you do your research, make sure you surround yourself with people that are willing to give you a helping hand when you need it, and make sure you always repay them back.
Awesome. All right, that's the end of this episode, this Q&A with Seraj. I hope you guys got a better idea of who this guy is and what he's about.